Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is WELKER FARMS for Farming Simulator 22 map as Paradise. Made it on 17, ported over to 19, and now it's been made for 22. I'm going to go around, give you the tour, give you an idea. So you think you might be new to the game, may have never seen the map before, or you might just be wondering what's changed since the previous version. If we go to the map and have a quick look, the map itself hasn't changed hugely. We do have some really deep, I noticed when I was doing my map tour, I kind of got down to here and thought I'd nip across. Around this field, there's quite the ditch you need to be aware of. We've got a few more placeable areas. Down in the bottom southeast corner, there was all the kind of the main town sell points, and there used to be quite a lot of buildings and things on these. These are all now placeable areas. As far as prices go, 28 grand, 24 grand, 19. So buying up these plots, you can buy the one there that's got the one of the main sell points. That's where the vehicle store is. There's a little gas station there, and fuel price as well. I'm on normal new farmer, normal economy, and this is what you start with. So you've got the main farm area. Now that there is only 100,000. That field's 443. I mean, you just think of the size of them, 361. That one there, 561, 752, 356. They're not huge. You know, I said the fields are huge, but the prices aren't. And then you come down the side here, you've got them in the around 100 grand, 80, 75. So you can gradually build up if you wanted to. You know, it's not beyond reach, you know, and the fields aren't all over 1 million, and you know it's going to be almost impossible to get there. So as far as pricing of that sort of thing, not too bad at all. Now let's get on to some nitty gritty, shall we? We start here at the main farm, and what I'm very impressed with is as you go around, I mean, I watch WELKER FARMS all the time, Nick, Scott and Bob, and you know what makes me laugh is, although the spelling is different, the dog, Kobe, I know it's not exactly the same dog that goes out with Bob. My son's called Kobe, but Kobe. So it always makes me laugh. My son doesn't find it as funny, but it's very cool. Nick's house, although they are in the process in the real world of having or building their own new houses, and Scott's, Bob and his wife live in the main farmhouse there. We're going to go around, have a look at the yard, have a look at the equipment we start with, the kids' play area, with their pool. Now, there is a treasure hunt. It does say that in the description, there is a treasure hunt. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know loads of people will comment. I'm on PS5. I found clue 2, clue 3, the final clue, and I found the final location. I also found the end of the treasure hunt. If you complete the end of the treasure hunt, it's 10 million. I can't find clue 1. Anywhere. I spent last night ages going around the map. I went on foot, I went by vehicle, I went to all the various different places. I thought that the start one has to be around the main farm here. Couldn't find it, which baffled me hugely. So I was a little bit puzzled by that. The other thing I need to make sure I've got on, actually I don't necessarily need that on, but that definitely, actually I will put those on just to make life a little bit easier as we go around. So we're going to come over here. We're going to use the pickup in just a moment, but when we open this one here, we do have a Mahindra tucked away in there. Lots of these buildings are openable. It's just so you can have a look inside. The detail that's been added in by Map as Paradise is very cool. I don't think that one opens, but we've got all the storage spaces and sort of workshop areas and all the things that are stored away, which I really like. We're going to whiz around the map and have a look in a moment, but let's cut across the lawn. When we get to here, let's talk about slot counts. So, on New Farmer, which I'm on, it's 1,380. So 1,380, you get all of the buildings, all the main buildings, all the equipment you start with is all here. All very nice. If you come onto your own farm manager or start from scratch, you have all the machinery and equipment, but you don't have any of the buildings. And it will look like this. So with that being said, let's talk about mods and buildings and things that have been included by the map maker. So if we go into here, if we scroll down to that point there, required mods. that are included. I say included, they are required. Obviously the big buds and some big equipment. So you've got the Case IH Magnum 7200 Pro Series by Giants, the BigBud 450, the BigBud 745, the Bourgault SPS 360, and the Hatzenbichler Terminator 18 TH 1400. Those first 5 on that list there are all required mods, and when you download the map, they automatically download. It doesn't give you a thing of do you want to download them, it automatically downloads them. So if you don't want them, you can always get rid of them, uninstall them, and then put your own stuff on. That's entirely up to you. If you've got a BigBud mod you'd rather use or whatever, that's fine. If we go to the end one and we go to the WELKER Farms map, we do have 2 modded vehicles. We've got the Wilson Pacesetter trailer and we've got the Conveyal. I'm going to show you the Conveyal because that's quite cool. It says at the top there, position camera. The Wilson trailer says continuous discharge. I haven't tried that. There's a reason I haven't tried that, because we don't start with a lorry. Interestingly, we have the trailer, but we don't start with a lorry, so I haven't tested that yet. But anyway, the position camera on the Conveyal is actually pretty cool. If we come out of there, so yeah, 1,380, 1,194 are the 2 slot counts. If you get rid of all the vehicles as well, which I tried to see how low I could get the slot count, I got it down to 1,003. You might be able to get it down lower than that if you want to, by going around and maybe picking off a few bits and bobs here and there, but that's what I got it down to. As you saw, we already start with the dog 2. So if we go into build mode, we go down to sheds, you'll see that once we get to about there, all the stuff that's been included, and there is quite a lot of it. There's a load of buildings in there, sheds, the CHS Grains building, the Big Sky dealership, all of these things, all the buildings. So if you come onto your own farm manager or start from scratch and you don't have any of the buildings at the start, you can put them in. And then I suppose you can place them wherever you want at that point if you wanted to. So there's a whole load in there. Got the WELKER silo on the end there, 250,000 litres. Now we've got a lot of silos as we go around the map, and it's going to get a little bit confusing. So if you're not sure what they are, come into the build mode and you can check there. So here you've got WELKER Silo 7, which is a long stretch of silos. That's got a 1,750,000 litre capacity. Then you've got these individual, the flat bottom bin 3609s, 1.1 million litre capacities. I don't think we had anything other silo extensions. Containers, we've got quite a lot. We've got these are fertiliser storage silos. And then we've got this one here, the WELKER seed silo. Again, we'll get to that later on, you'll see that. This one's a fuel station. I have a problem with this. I can't seem to use the trigger that allows you to fill it itself, or like, allows somebody to come and fill it for you, is what I mean. I'm assuming you'll still be able to fill it yourself, but I'm having a problem with that. Then we come up to tools. What do we have under tools? Oh yeah, we've got a switch on the end. That'll become more apparent later on. Then farmhouses, we've got all this stuff here. So a lot of decorative objects, to be fair. We've got the farmhouse, Nick's farmhouse, but all these other ones here, these tanks, the WELKER pool. I don't know whether they should have been under decoration really, but anyway, they're there. Under production, I don't think we had anything. Oh, the sawmill. It's a fairly standard sawmill, but it's to build the fencing and stuff around it, I guess. So there's a sawmill. Selling points, there wasn't anything. Greenhouses, there wasn't. Orchards or generators. Animals, you don't start with any animal pens on the map. I think on the previous version there were chickens, definitely. I'm trying to rack my brains because of the different versions there have been. But yeah, there's nothing under any of the animals. And if we go to decoration, go to others, scroll along, we've got a whole load of stuff here. Oh, that's interesting. Leg arm stone. I haven't found that. But there's loads of signs. And interestingly, when we get to... Was it lights? Where were the other ones? There were... Actually, the signs now. Be careful. This is just a warning. That's odd. I kind of had an update since last night. Because I installed it and it didn't say update. Ah, there we go. Right. Now this is weird, right? So you've got clue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 and final. Weirdly, I found clue 2 and 3. As far as I could tell, clue 3 led you back. I only found 3 posts across the whole map. I never found clue 1. So what I tried to do, I thought, okay, what if I just place them in a row from here, and I can look at the clues and see what they were. As soon as I clicked on one to try and place it, everything froze. So just be careful. It might do it for you, it might not. You might be absolutely fine if you're lucky enough and you can just line them all up. But I tried to place one and everything froze. I couldn't come out of this menu. I couldn't do anything. I had to shut everything down. So I'm not going to click on it now because I don't want that to happen while I'm doing that with the tour. And then I think under landscaping, it was pretty standard, if I recall correctly. There wasn't anything over and above what we kind of already have on most other maps. So a fair bit with regard to mods and decoration and things like that being added. Let's get into the buildings. What I'm really liking, again, I know I don't want to keep going on about it, but for me, and if you're a person that does watch the Welkers, if you don't watch them, I honestly watch them, they're brilliant. It's when you go around, it's like, wow, it's just like it is. Now, I'm a patron of Welker Farms. I pay monthly on Patreon, but I'm not at the level. They've got in here a list, and they put people's names in vehicles depending on what level you're at. I'm not at that level where I've got my name anywhere, but I was really hoping. I kept watching every week when they were in the office and stuff. I kept looking at me, is my name there? Is my name there? No, it's not, unfortunately. But the main office. But here, you've got your workshop trigger. The workshop bit is just out here. Let's go around. Just here, so you bring your vehicles into this point here, and the workshop triggers here. Now we do have, I love the way this door opens. So cool. More lights here, doors to open all over the place. We come round to here, I mean, we can have a quick look. But I love that, that's kind of funny. And then we come to here, and we've got car lift, up and down. So if you want to use the car lift, you can do a bit of work on your vehicles. You come up the back here, there's more storage. It's just all the stuff that's here in real life. It's brilliant. So well done. So we'll come out of here. Got more storage, buildings all over the place. Doors open down the side as well. Oh, so where's Nick's stone? That's really weird. I haven't come across that either. And when I say I scoured them out, I mean I went all over the place. And it's going to be obvious. Someone's going to put in the comments, or someone's going to message me and say, oh, it's blah, blah, blah. And I'll look and I'll think, how did I miss it? It's going to be one of those things. Also, like I say, I found 3 out of 5. How? I don't understand. Anyway, regardless of that, see if I find any more we can come across them today. Now, this is the fuel one. If I come to here, normally that's the bit you click on, and you get the thing come up saying how much you want to put in, how much it holds. I can't get the trigger to work on that at all. That's not to say you won't be able to put in from here, but I can't. That one doesn't seem to want to work, unfortunately. Let's open that up. So in here, we've got some of our start machinery. Nice Montana number plate on there as well. Oh, that was the other thing as well. This has got a Montana soil map. So if you're on precision farming, the soil map is a Montana soil map. It's been done specifically for that. The Hatzenbichler gear, and we've got a sprayer behind. We'll look at the equipment in a bit more detail in a minute. It's big gear. The Hatzenbichler. The 2 big buds you start with are over here with an auger wagon. We come to the back to more of the silos, and we're going to have a look at one of those conveyors because I really do like them. And I like the way this one's been done. So these are some of the smaller silos. I'll just turn that on. If we come to here, we can open cover, which opens up the cover on the top. There you go. And the symbol comes up, which is brilliant. That's a nice touch, that is. Even just for a silo mod, that's pretty cool. Each of one of those will do it individually. If we click on here now, enter vehicle, that's your normal. If I go to select camera, it does that. So it puts a line directly over, so you can work out with the dot exactly where, when you're moving the conveyor around, when you get over where you need to be. That's a brilliant camera angle. That's fantastic. Then come back to normal, and then you know you're exactly over it without having to zoom out and come right over the top, which is what I kind of generally do when I'm doing that. It just gives you a more defined. Go back a little bit. Yeah, that's brilliant. I like that as an additional mod. Very cool indeed. Let's close that back down again. There's a whole load of those here. I've scoured around. I've been looking in bushes. I've been all over the place. It's going to be stupidly obvious somewhere, isn't it? Anyway, regardless of all that. So what do we actually start with then? Let's go to our vehicles. Go back up to here. And we want, there we go, owned vehicles. So we start with the 7250, but 7200 series. The two BigBuds. We do have a Case IH Actual Flow 7150. They do have two, Beast Bine, but we're going to start with one on this. You can obviously buy another one. We've got the Mahindra we've already seen. The trailer we'll get to in a little while, the Pace Setter. The Auger Wagon you've just seen, the Demco. We've got header for the Harvester. We do have the Speed Tiller 465. The Hatzenbichler we've already seen, and the tank was in the other shed. Sprayer we've seen, and we've got two of the belt systems. We'll see the other one in just a moment. It's not a huge amount of stuff, but, you know, we've got a fair bit of kit to start us off with. So, let's grab the pickup and let's whiz round. Honestly, I can't think how many times I've been round and round this. And I keep looking, thinking, I'm going to see one in a minute. The only thing is missing, unless it is somewhere on the map, which it could well be, and this is the sleep trigger. Actually, I was meant to do that at the start. If we come into Nick's house, just here, and go through. Got the sleep trigger just there. Wardrobe trigger is tucked away just around the corner there. Small little disc there. Let's go back out, close the door. Is the bowling ball cannon. I'm sure on one of the previous versions it was sat, wasn't it? I'm sure it was sitting around. Anyway, so let's head out the yard. Now, it could be that they're all sitting there, but they haven't been placed. It might be the map needs an update. Now, I'm going to drive down this track first, because if you reset anything, it resets to this field to the left. This is where it resets to. It doesn't reset back to the main vehicle store. It resets just in here. I might have to reset the Mahindra because I got it stuck in a ditch. I might have mentioned that earlier. And it was in one of these bushes just here. I couldn't work out where I was when I first kind of jumped back into it. But there, that's where the reset point is. So what we're going to do is jump out and we're going to whiz down to the southwest corner. Have a look there. And then we're going to head up, do all the stuff there, and we're going to kind of do a route round and whatever. Look. Now, as we're driving, like I say, down that way, there are two large placeable areas. I've had a look down there as well. And as you drive, you can see the fields are very, very big. And that's why I still think the price of them is brilliant. It's not out of reach. You know, some maps you get, and I know it's that thing of, you know, you have to build up, build up, build up. And I think that was more relevant on FS19 and previous versions, where your cycle for crops could be 24 hours. You planted your crops, they grew, bang, and you could run through a few cycles very, very quickly and gradually build up your money. And you still had to gradually build it up. You could cheat money in if you wanted to. There were a couple of cheats available around. But obviously with FS22, whether you've got seasonal growth on or off, you've still got months of time that it takes for crops to grow. So it's not as quick or as easy to build up your money. Depends what map you're on, but you know, you still have to go for a few months to do that. So I do like the fact they're not extortionate, which is great. Map edges have been really tweaked, I think. Yes, when you look through the gap there, you can still see, you know, the skyline's brilliant, big sky country. But I think it's better than previous versions, personally. Now, I'm going to turn in here first. I'm going to turn in here for a very good reason. The gate seems very big, I don't know if that's just me, but maybe it's just my perspective where I'm standing. If we drive through this field, we do have round here a disc for the livestock market, but weirdly it's not showing on the map. So the livestock market trigger is here. We don't have any pastures or pens or anything, but that's where your livestock market trigger is. If I go to the map, that one, and show you, so we came from the main farm all the way out here, all the way down here. We're now just about here, so there's nothing showing on the map for it, unless of course I need to buy that plot maybe. Let's buy it and see what happens. No, still doesn't appear. So that's where it is. If you're looking for it and you're wondering where you do your livestock, you can do it from there. Or once you've got a pen, you can buy directly if you want to. You don't have to have a livestock trigger, but that's where the livestock trigger is. If we come out from there and round, I'll come back later on and close all the gates, don't worry. Honest governor. So, as we come in from here, we have got over in the back corner the wool market. So that's your sort of spinnery sell point, I guess. Then in the middle here we've got Deroute. This is the Deroute sell point. If we come over to here, open the doors there. You can open both of these, but this is for your root crops, your potatoes and your sugar beet. So that's where you put them in, that's your sell point. Then we come around the sides here, we've got a lime station. This is for, I'm sure this is for selling, isn't it? Oh, lime storage. This is lime storage. That's a good point, actually. Where was that under here? Was that under silos? The lime storage? No, where did I see that? Was it container? Oh, there we go. Lime storage, 500,000 litres, just in case you're wondering. I'm sure you probably were. So, livestock market, wool sell point, root crops sell point, and lime storage of 500,000 litres right down here in the southwest corner. We're now going to head up to the main bin site, I guess. It's where in real life the main bin site, what used to be the junkyard, they are clearing the junkyard, tidying up, and over the last, well, probably a year, well, longer than that, but recently they've had a load more, is it West Steel? I'm sure it's West Steel bins they've had put in. Have a load more new bins put in, and the site's kind of being cleared and tidied in real life, but we'll go up there and you'll see the bins that are available. I will see you up there in a moment. So, back at the crossroads where we passed, and I pointed down there to placeables, we're now heading north up here. You can see the bins just over there. So as we swing in, again, this is another, so I came here, I walked all around here, I've looked between all the vehicles, I've been looking for signs, I really have. So, on the right hand side, we've got these four. I remember watching, I think I did on the previous, on FS19 when I did the map tour, I remember watching the videos where they poured the concrete for this and the vehicles came to place these bins, and brilliant videos, very, very cool. So, these ones you have herbicide or liquid fertiliser in. We come further up, we've got the other conveyor auger on the larger bins to the right hand side, so they're regular bins, those are the flat bottomed ones. There's four of those, and then to the left here, this is the seed ones, I said they'd pop up later on. That's for your seed storage, and that one's the one that says silo 7. So putting in is done here, and then taking out is done at that end. So again, with any of these, if you're not sure of the capacities and stuff, you've got to go back into the build mode, have a look at them. This is what I would do if I was going to try to remind myself. But we've got 4 of the 3609s and another one of the augers with the different camera position. If we go along where kind of the junk pile is, I almost know people are going to put in the comments, you drove straight past one. Honestly, because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, I haven't seen one. Anyway, we open this door here. This is where your harvester is. The header was just over there, so that's the harvester header. But our case harvester is tucked away in here. I'm not sure if this one, this isn't a modded one, is it? There are some really nice modded case harvesters. You can put the big old, you know, you can go full B-spine on them, LSWs. You can put some big old LSWs and go B-spine on them. So that's the main bin site, I guess. As I said, we do have the semi-trailer, but we don't have a semi. We don't start with one. So that's something you'd have to kind of look at to invest in to start off with. It's interesting you start with the trailer, but then you don't have the lorry. Seems a bit peculiar, but anyway. Again, regardless of that, continuing on, we're heading up to the northwest corner of the map to the next sell point, and we've got another placeable area, a couple of placeable areas actually. And this is where one of the clues was. Now, as I did start to say. Now, regardless of whether you find all the clues or not, you might find some of them, and from the ones you find, now weirdly, that's what I don't understand. It's shown 5 in there, and the final, so that's 6. I found 3, and I managed to get to the final one whilst missing out loads. I just found a couple, which I suppose is something how you may end up doing it. When you get to the final point, if you find it, if you can't get it to work, don't panic. It will make sense if you find it. I don't want to give too much away and ruin the treasure hunt for anybody, but if you do find it, and I say it, if you find it, and you can't get it to work, if you go just to the left of it and a little bit behind, just to the left, a little bit behind, I crouched, I think, but if you have open your help window, top left, it will come up with collect. Just to the left, just a little bit behind, and you should get the collect option come up. That's all I'm going to say. So, from here, quite bumpy road here, there's another track just to the back there. Past these couple of lakes, it's very picturesque here, lovely. There's a little boat there. Guys doing a bit of fishing on the lake. Placeable area, just there. And as we swing round, we have got the grain mill and lime station. So if you want to buy lime, you can buy it from just there. We've got a grain mill just here. The grain mill will cost you 100,000. Now that's the only, I'm trying to think, is that the only production chain on the map? I think it is actually. I'm just racking my brains thinking as we go around. That might be the only production chain on the map. But there's, like I say, there's tons of placeable areas, there's loads of flat areas, there's loads of space on the map for putting placeables down, for putting production chains down. I'm cutting across the top, it's going to be the quickest way round rather than going all the way back around the roadway. So yeah, as far as production chains go, there's plenty of space for putting them on. So, heading across the top of the map now, we come to the sawmill. There's a little bit of forestry up here, not a huge amount, but again, if you want to, before you start your Let's Play, you can either plant trees, place trees. If you plant them, run through, you know, month after month, bang through a few months and let them grow, and you can put your own forests in if you want to, or if you don't like doing logging, you don't have to touch it at all. JR Logging a mill. So continuing through here, so this is what there was on the under build mode, and it's because it is, I mean, it's a standard sawmill, but it has got all the fencing and stuff around it. So your sawmill sell point just there. Your point for accessing it is just around the back there. Your wood chip area for collecting your wood chips, so it's your byproducts, is just there. Got this large storage building too. We can drive around the back there. But this plot, I think we can buy this plot as well. So from there, we went all the way up, across, up there to the bin site. We've gone all the way up to there, done the grey mill. We came across there, we're now at the sawmill. Just click on that, pretty sure you can. Yeah, we can buy all of that. So the forested area, including the sawmill. So if there's placeables and things you want to put down, you can. From here, I'm going to whiz across again a little bit further. I've seen one, I've just seen another sign. Spoiler alert, look away now if you don't want to see it. That's interesting because I thought, okay, I'll have a look at it down there. I'm probably going to find more now when I'm doing the map tour than the hours I spent last night going around the map. Anyway, I suppose the thing is as well, if you come, depending on what angle you come at it from, the fact that I was driving this way anyway, which I didn't do when I did my map prep, is probably why I noticed it, which I wouldn't have done. Okay, anyway, that being said. Like I say, I'm sure the first clue is really obvious, but the one that gets the ball rolling. But to be fair, if you find one of the other ones, you can kind of work your way from there forward. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first one. So, we're now heading to this point here. This is where Shelby Bales is located. There is a sign here, that I do know, because this is one of the ones I did find, but I'm not going to show you it. There is one around. Again, spoiler alert. So to the left here, we have got the milk market. So for selling your milk, it's done here. The milk churns, I say, are a bit of a giveaway, not necessarily, but the milk market is here. Then we go to the building here, and we've got Shelby Bales. Just through here. The rear door does open as well, so we can do drive-through if you want to. depending on what you're unloading your bales from. So that's Shelby Bales and your milk market just up here. I'm saying nothing. From here we're going to continue south down to the southeast corner. So let's go out to the main road and head down. It's a bit of a drive, again giving you some indication of the size of the fields, and because of the nature of it, and it always amazes me. I know that they call it big side country in Montana, and I know when I watch their videos and they talk about the size of the farm and when they're driving between areas, and it's huge. Was it 10,000? I can't remember what it was now. 10,000 acres? No, it's big anyway. It always amazes me when they go out how far you can see. It's you know, when you grow up in a city or a large area or a big town or whatever, and the furthest distance you can see is, you know, the house opposite, or, you know, that's why I always love going to the Lake District. It's those long distances, the views, and it's amazing. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, you know. Some people prefer different sorts of maps, different sorts of areas. They may not like this big flat open area, but if you want to do a bit of the sort of the big American farming thing, this is probably the way to go. So we're going to go into here to CHS Grains. Now this one has also baffled me a little bit, only a little bit, but it doesn't take a lot these days, does it? Let's be honest. So you would think it's in there. I never touched that sign. I've just gone on the map. That's where it was, and that sign says stop. Now I tried speeding up time. As you can see, we've gone past 9 o'clock. That doesn't open, weirdly. And if you look bottom left of the map, the blue dot is around the back here. And I thought, well, it's got to be through there, surely. Yeah. But weirdly, if we go into here and we go down to sell points, if I go to CHS Grains and click on tag place, that's where it's showing. Now, I don't know if that's just a tag for the whole place, whether that is where you've got to put stuff in, but peculiarly, I can't get a barrier to open the other end. Again, I've tried driving up to it. I've tried going to see if there's like an open gate option. I can't find any way of opening this. I've tried inside and out. I've tried around the side. That's just lights. Yeah. Tried this bit here. I'm puzzled. I'm not going to lie. I'm slightly puzzled. But anyway, that's where CHS Grains is. We come back out of here. Go around to the main machinery shop. Now, as I've already said, that's not the reset point. The reset point is up at the farm in that field. Plenty of room at the machinery store for new products purchased, and as you can see from the map, the bigger the better. The bigger the machinery you can use, the better it's going to be. So as you can see behind us, or over there, all these big open placeable areas. On previous versions there was all sorts of stuff on those already, but much more open. Now that clue that I just read said, and it was about biomachinery equipment, and it was referring to here, Big Sky. It's Big Sky equipment. There has to be a sign that says to look around. I wonder if the sign's inside, you know. Again, it could just be the angle you come at it or something. Anyway. Let's stop there. We can open the door and we can go in. Again, nice detailing, nice additional. I like the fact you can come in here to do this. So come in here and there's your point for purchasing equipment. None of these doors open. I'm now looking for signs all over the place. I'm going mad. We go through to here, we can go into the workshop. So the workshop at the back here. So that's where it is. Workshop trigger here at the main machinery store. Doors to open. And here as well. So you can bring them in or outside there. Either is good. Oh, there it is. Oh man. Honestly, I can't believe it. Look away if you don't want to see it. Okay. So, from here, let us continue. I'm not going to go around into all of the individual placeable points, but we'll kind of drive past and you'll see as we go past now. So, all these placeable areas to the side, again, production chains, whatever you want to put on them, a whole farm, whatever you want to do, they're all there to the side and not too expensive either. To access this one, we do have some pillars, I'm going to say pillars this time, to get in and out of there. And then we have Shelby Forest, which we're going to head into now. For the last of the sell points, so we do have a kind of quarry mining area to the right hand side, which we're going to have a look at. So there's a bit more forestry down here if you want to do it. We turn in just here, we've got an old quarry, and down in the quarry we've got a debris crusher. This is nicely detailed as well, really nice. We've got a debris crusher down the bottom there. What I also like is here, from when it was a running, operating mine pit, we've got this. The blast warning system. If you come up to it, it says action on. If you find that annoying, you can turn it off. It still keeps doing it while it's closing down, but it does close down. So we come down to the bottom there, do our little drive round. In the bottom here, we've got a debris crusher. There's a lot of detail gone into this as well down here. Now this is all new, I don't remember this from the previous version. There is, I'm not going to read that one, but anyway. Well, I found more anyway. Or, on the various different 4x4s that are now available, I'm really gutted we couldn't have the Land Rover one. I know from AF Modding we got the Santanas, but the Defender 90 that came out last week for PC, oh, if you could just rename it. Call it a Land Rover Offender, or just call it an Offender rather than Defender. I don't know. It was a brilliant mod. So cool. But anyway, yeah, any of the 4x4s, the monster truck and stuff, this might be quite cool. Doing a bit of driving around here. So that's your quarry, debris crusher. I'm not going to go into any more detail down in there. I have my reasons. There are some piles of rock and stuff around there, but again, if you wanted to, you can always, off camera before you start Let's Play, you can buy rock, put a load of rock in there, and you can have it as a sort of running, functioning quarry if you want to. And then we go from here, across the bridge here, we've got a little section of rivers around here, little farmhouse down here with shelter down there. So if you want this to be where you live, you can buy this plot as well. I can't remember how much this plot was. I was going to write it down, but I didn't, and probably should have done. So we're here at the moment. So that whole plot there is 146,000. So it's all the trees, all the lumber around there. Doesn't get you the quarry. Quarry you can buy separate for 14,466. But yeah, you can buy this plot here. Again, placeable area. Actually, I wonder if let's just try that. Have I got enough money left? No. I was wondering if we can sell that house. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if you can, maybe you can sell that house as well. Like, so I got the stock count down to 1,003. And interestingly, weirdly, I'm not sure how you want to look at it. We go from here. There's a little bridge that we cross. The road just kind of ends. It stops. But I suppose, again, once you bought the land, you can landscape another one. The road just stops there. I don't know if it was supposed to or not, but it's just kind of a bit of a dead end, really. But you can drive out from here. There's a water point just down here as well. There's another track that leads off from the side of CHS Grains. Brings you down to the water there. And that's the map. Like I say, I haven't found all of them. Certainly found more than I had. Isn't that mad, isn't it? Like I say, the amount of time I spent. But anyway, so went from the main farm down to there, up to there, all the way across the top. We come all the way down here. We've done around this section here, into there. Now that bit there is off the map. You can't get down to that bit. So whilst that bit down there looks very inviting and quite interesting, that's as far as we can go. That is the map edge, just there. And that's the map. That's WELKER Farms. Now, like I say, there's a couple of bits here and there. The fuel thing, the trigger for CHS Grains. I'm not sure whether we're likely to get an update or not. Most maps you do, for various different reasons, not because there's anything particularly wrong with the map. Sometimes there's a few tweaks that need to be done. Sometimes you'll get floating trees and odds and ends and things like that. So potentially there'll be an update for the map. But it is back. WELKER FARMS has returned. If this was a map you really enjoyed on 17 and 19, you can enjoy it again on 22, with all the production changes and things that come with it. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.